It's about that time again, ladies and gents. Welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. Monday morning in the live trade room. My name is Joseph James. Welcome to our live trade room, School of Trade, Sideways Markets. Do a quick recap as we finish up our day here. Boy, Monday mornings are all about what? Monday mornings are always about getting back on that horse, getting back into the rhythm of your day, of your week. We're busy people over the weekends, right? We're busy people over the weekends. So the first thing we did this morning was we got our heads on straight. We reminded ourselves we didn't have any major news before 9:30. Now, before we go into these trades we took today, I do want to remind all the members and the guests this morning that, guys, this material is for educational purposes only. Please be careful with that risk capital. Please take some time to read our terms and conditions, our disclaimers. Make sure you guys are aware there's risk out there. All right. Now, most people understand that there is going to be risk for every reward. But I do want to remind all the brand new traders out there, guys, that it is definitely irresponsible to jump into live trades in your very first day. We want to train you guys properly first. So speak to somebody you guys trust. Come and join us in training. Make sure you be responsible with your risk capital. All right. Think twice before you jump into that live trade without being properly trained. All right, guys. It's so easy to make money in these markets, but it's also even easier to lose money if you're not prepared. So please take some time, guys. Right, learn this method first, all right, and then start applying that to your real-time markets. Now, once again, this morning was a Monday, on a Monday morning without any major news before 9:30. So we come in here this morning. Now, we know we got non-farm payrolls on Friday, so we definitely talked about how we expected to have an early morning, a little bit sluggish early morning, because the same reasons why you and I don't want to, stop our weekend is the same reasons why market traders are not in the markets early on a Monday morning. So we knew this morning without any major news before 9:30 might be a little bit sloppy, but we knew to be patient because we had 10 o'clock news that would most likely give us the best windows from 9:30 until 11:30. So we knew we'd get the best windows between 9:30 and 11:30. Now, around 11 o'clock this morning, though, what do we see happen? The dollar ended up going in a wedge, didn't it? And when that dollar went in that wedge, we talked about it this morning in real time. We saw that dollar in the wedge, and that's when we pretty much knew we had to be careful out there. Guys, if you're watching Crude this morning right now, you'll see you get a chance to sell the highs here on Crude. That's exactly what we just posted in the prep. Two-step pattern short there on crude oil. Nice, easy trade short there on crude. If you go to your morning prep right now, or actually it's the afternoon prep now, if you go back to your blog, head over to that afternoon prep. We just posted it about a half an hour ago. You're going to see we talked about selling right here on Crude. So good spot to sell here on crude, good spot to sell on gold right here, good spot to sell on the Russell right here, good place to be sitting on hands on Euro right now. Okay, again, if you go to the blog right now, we post the morning prep. We also posted an afternoon update too. So there's your update right there. And what did we talk about crude today? We talked about how we're going to sell that range high, sell that wedge high, sell that 107.42 if it keeps going higher, and you're getting that nice big short here now on crude here. So hopefully somebody out there is making some money. Now, we've already had a killer day today. What a great Monday. Earning over $1,800 today in the live trade room. Of course, we had to sit on hands a little bit this morning. Again, first trade wasn't until 9:15, so we really weren't thinking about trading early this morning. I'm trading 4 contracts. All right, guys. I'm trading my personal account. My members are trading their personal accounts. We're both trading the same method together and reinforcing these together with members. Okay, fast tracks, of course, were 5 out of the 7 trades. Those fast tracks appear on 13 or 21 range charts, and they're determined to be the higher percentage trades. You can see began our day 35 ticks, 19 ticks, 48, 15, and 15 on the crude, and then finished up the day in the Russell. We saw right away some big clues on crude that told us to fade the breakouts. We had a question about fading the breakouts from one of our guests this morning. When I finish this up, we're going to answer that question for you. And the same thing was true on the Russell. The Russell was at a channel, and we sold the highs of the Russell for a nice big short in the Russell as well. Good day today. Now, looking back in time, now again, hindsight 2020, you know me, I'm not a big fan of hindsight. Why don't we go back to our morning prep, which was posted for us on the blog earlier today. And let's look and see what we were talking about today, right at 7:30 a.m. All right, it's not enough for me here to use hindsight because that's not going to give me a lot of confidence in going forward tomorrow. One of the easiest ways to build confidence, in my opinion, is to plan your trading ahead of time and then trade that plan. If you can make money while you're planning your trades and trading your plan, doesn't that kind of tell you now that you could replicate these results over and over again? So here's my crude pattern. Here's my crude strategy. Again, don't take my word for it. Sign up for our newsletter. Come in and join us at 7:30 in the morning, right? Or follow the blog, and you'll get a copy of these morning preps every time we put them on here. So what do we see today? We saw a price wedge, didn't we? Right? There's your wedge. Now, at first, we were a little bit concerned about, okay, we're in the middle of this range. See, at first we thought we had this big wedge. But then we drilled down a little bit and we said, wait a second, nope, high right there, nope, that's a new wedge. So for the first 20 minutes or so this morning, we were wondering, okay, it's going to be a while before we get some trades. But then once we got a little bit further through our morning routine, remember, how do we do it all? We start with a slower time frame, then move to a medium time frame, then move to a faster time frame. By the time we got to the faster time frame, we had found that narrower wedge. And we knew that that dollar wedge with a crude wedge would mean fade the breakouts. That's exactly why we suggested above the 107.30 look for the fake out breakout first. Our exact words were, if price goes higher, look to buy a pullback above 107.30, but expect a fake out breakout and fade those breakouts because of the price structure. Now, another thing we got today was the dollar. The dollar gave us another really good clue. Okay, here was my dollar. Now, the dollar, what did the dollar tell me? Dollar said, hey, you get a big bull channel. So we had tons of support on that dollar. Now, what does the dollar tell me when we're at support? Dollar support is like what? Russell resistance, crude resistance, euro resistance, gold resistance. So when I see the dollar sitting at support, what does that tell me to look for when I'm at the highs on a crude wedge? Dollar will rise off support. Crude will now what? Crude will fall off, right off the highs. So the dollar gave us a perfect scenario so we could then go in and sell the highs of that wedge on the crude, right? Really easy. And that's exactly what we did. You'll notice on my track record this morning, and again, we'll publish this in the blog later today, but again, you'll notice, right? Short, 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 and short on the crude. We didn't even mess around with the highs here, buying pullbacks.